1977 Pontiac Firebird from the Minecraft movie. Um, yeah. Um, as far as why I'm making this movie car, I don't know. Actually, I do know. So I went and saw the movie with a few friends. Stupid movie, by the way. Like, it was really dumb. But you guys know that one of my favorite cars of all time is a Pontiac Firebird. So when I saw the red one in the movie, I was like, that's freaking sick. And I need video ideas, so this is kind of, you see where I've gotten to this point. um so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with, well, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the car look the way it does, then build and tune, then we're gonna take it for a spin. So to get this car looking the way it does, first thing you want to do is paint it red. And I believe it's this one here, the third one from the right on the bottom. Then for the wheels, I'm going to do paint group 1, and these are the stock wheels, you want to leave it stock. And then paint group 2, you want to do the same red. And of course tint the windows. And for the, so in the movie, it has like a really faded bird graphic on the hood. And because I am far too lazy to spend the time making the Firebird graphic, what you want to do is just go over here. You want to bump up the max layers probably to 3000 to find a decent one. And under description, just put Firebird. So the one in the movie looked like a straight up Firebird, not a Trans Am. So I didn't put any like the Trans Am lettering on it, I just put the bird on the hood. I don't know if this, so the one that I used, let's go over to load a vinyl group. So, or to use the one that I used, you could just, under the search, you go creator and then Swedish Thunder is the person who made this one. Pretty much. You want to bump the size to 125, rotate it 270 degrees, and just kind of center it up on the hood. That's all you need to do with that. Then, what you want to do is you want to get a square, so a regular old square, and you want to make it red, the same red as the car. And you want that to cover the entirety of the hood. And then to kind of fade out, so the reason I did this is to kind of fade out the bird graphic. And then you want to change the transparency to 91 roughly, and it gives the bird the faded look. So that's how you get the car looking the way it does. Then for the upgrades and tuning, start with upgrades. So I do want to start by saying that this is not a faithful recreation to the movie. Visually, yes. Everything else about it mechanically, no. Reasoning for that, so you can race it online competitively without issue. So you want to start with the 6.2 liter V8 engine swap, all-wheel drive conversion, and a supercharger. As far as cosmetics, it should all remain stock. This car gets hood options? Okay, that is gross. That's not terrible, but I don't like it. But anyway, the one in the movie's got the stock hood. Then for tires, you want the slick race tire compound, 275mm width in the front, 345mm rear width. For the wheels, the stock ones. For the front rim, so in the movie, I don't know if they were the stock 15s with low profile tires, or if they were bigger wheels. But for the sake of making it look right, you want to bump the wheels in size to a 17 in the front and the back. Then max out the rear track width. Then 7-speed race transmission, race driveline, and race differential. Race brakes, race suspension, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, and race weight reduction. Moving on to the engine components, have the sport intake, and the reasoning was, so I should say this now, as you can see it's maxed out in the S1 class, and my reasoning for that is because with upgrades and everything, this thing isn't really high into S2, and you're just going to get mobbed by all the really high level S2 cars. So if you're really low S2, I like to just downgrade to be top of S1. Because being the best rank in S1 is better than a really low rank in S2, in my opinion, as far as racing online goes. So sport intake, sport fuel system, sport ignition, sport valves, race cam, race exhaust, sport engine block, race pistons, race supercharger, excuse me, race flywheel, race oil and cooling, and finally race intercooler. Moving on over to the tuning. So this is more of like a street scene sort of tune. It's not really track oriented, but it's more like a street scene sort of build-in tune that I have going here. So 24.5 in the front, 21.0 in the rear for tire pressure, gearing 2.20 final drive. The rest I believe is stock. Alignment for the camber, -3 in the front, -2 in the rear. Toe, +1.0 outward in the front, -1.8 inward for the rear. Front caster angle of 5.6. The anti-roll bars, 25 in the front, 14.1 in the rear. Springs for the front, 627.6, for the rear, 444.7. Ride height is 5.2 front and back. Damping for the rebound is 8.3 in the front, 9.0 in the rear. Then the bump is 3.3 in the front, 3.8 in the rear. Aero, if you shouldn't have it, I told you not to. If you did, I don't know why you did. Braking, 46% towards the rear. Balance and pressure is 55%. Differential is 30% acceleration and 21% deceleration for the front. Then the rear, 72 acceleration, 47 deceleration in the rear. Center balance of 70% towards the rear. Which honestly, it's a little more front bias than I normally do. Okay, before we go into the racing part, let's do some wheel spins, shall we? And claim my tuning and livery setups. Could be worse. I normally get pretty bad pulls while I'm recording. Once again, could be worse. And I'm happy with that, so. what race do we want to do? Shoot. Screw it, we're doing this one. So the point of this little bit is to kind of just show you guys how it drives, stuff like that. Am I gonna win this race? Maybe, maybe not. I don't freaking know. Yeah. But we're not here for me to win this. We're here for you guys to see how the car drives. Wasn't really expecting to be hit there. I was gonna dive to the inside, but took a hit, but we're good. I've learned from doing this race that I'm better off just ripping the handbrake and sliding that corner because I overshoot it every time. I always overshoot this one too. Honestly, that one I think I slowed down enough that I probably could have took it. I didn't really need to rip the handbrake there. As you can see, it handles pretty well. It's not overly resistant to getting sideways. And there we have it. So now we're gonna do some donuts because that's how we end off all the videos around here. And because we won the race, there's also that factor. Now with all that being said and done, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next video, and that is all from me today.